yet another episode of our series Rising Stars, which profiles the budding artists of this industry. And today, on this very special episode, we have with us Hrithik Sharma, artist, producer, and mixing engineer. We welcome you here today, Hrithik.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
So Hrithik, firstly, tell us about your journey so far.
So I have been doing music since over 14, 15 years. It's been more than a decade, well over a decade. And my journey started very interestingly. It was not my decision how my journey started. So one day my dad randomly calls me to his office. I was in ninth standard. So he just calls me to his office and I see a guy and I see a guitar and he's like, Beta, this is your teacher and you have to start learning guitar now. So I was very excited, and yeah, that before that I had no experience in music. Um, even no one in my family has any experience. Like for sure, they are very interested in music, but no one did it professionally. So once I started playing guitar and once I got into guitaring, I was very mesmerized by the whole space, and I was just, I was practicing and I was playing a lot of songs and improving my craft as a guitarist. And then I graduate, then the 12th standard happened and everything happened. So my schooling got done. And after that, I went to do BTech because in India, everyone does BTech first for some reason. So I did my bachelor's in technology from Shivnadar University. And while doing that, I was getting into music production as well. So then I started learning it from myself, how to mix and master, how to produce your own tracks. I I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials. Basically, I watched every YouTube tutorial that ever was. And yeah, so after that, I had a good idea, but still, I was not doing it professionally because there is a difference when you learn something on your own and then when you learn something from a dedicated place
Yeah.
professionally. So then my BTech basically it got over. I graduated from my BTech back in 2017, and after that I decided to do a course which is an audio engineering and music production course from a very renowned college in Delhi, which is SACAC, Shri Aurobindo Center for Art and
Wow.
Communication. Yes.
Yeah.
So I did my audio engineering diploma from there, and right after that, I decided to go to Bombay because Bombay is the hub of this industry. So I decided to go to Bombay, and I went to Bombay. I started my Bombay journey with this internship that happened at NZ Studios. It is one of after Yash Raj, it is the biggest studio. It used to be the biggest studio. Now unfortunately, it is not operating anymore, but I was doing my internship under Julian Mascarenas, sir. So he's also a legend. He worked in a lot of Bollywood films. So I was interning under him, and I got to learn a very I had a very good experience and got to learn a lot of things. Saw how things happen in the real world, and that was a very good experience. And after that, after 2 months of that, I got the opportunity to work at the legendary YRF Studios. And once I went inside there, it was just just a magical journey. I was suddenly hanging around with people like Shankar Hassan Loy, Asha Bhosle ji, and Sonu Nigam ji. Every legend of the industry was there, and we used to interact with all of them. So it was sort of like my thought process that time was I have to be like a sponge that time and absorb all the energy that that space had. So it's been a crazy ride. After that, I did made a lot of connects from there. I did a lot of shows. I did MTV Hustle, the first season of MTV Hustle. I did that, and yeah, after that, it's been a crazy ride. I've been working in the industry. I have my own company which is called Parallax Productions. We do ads, we do films, we do background scores, mixing and mastering, production, everything.
That's great. That's great. So
Yeah,
how many years has it been in the industry basically? How many years?
10 plus years, more than a decade.
Fine, one.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah,
So Ritik, you wear, multiple hats, artist,
yes,
producer, and a
yes,
mix engineer. How do you
yes.
balance the creative freedom, of being an artist as well, and with the precision,
Hmm.
the discipline and required in production and mixing?
Yeah. So let me answer that question. It is I have always been very fascinated by these different spaces inside the music production space. So for example, one thing is the mixing and mastering, one is production, one is also background scoring. Then there are these like jingle creations, and then ultimately there is your own music. And
Yeah.
I've been doing everything, and it's been a crazy ride so far because um, it's not very simple to do. First of all, you have to plan your days accordingly, and you have to plan your schedule very accordingly, because for example, if I'm working on something of my own, I would need to first of all check if I have any pending deadlines for other
Yeah.
clients. And obviously, when you are doing something professionally and commercially, when you are charging people for that service, you have to put them on priority. So that's the only thing which I feel is slightly like, slightly not problematic, I would say, but management wise, it is slightly sometimes it gets an issue. Okay, like, I want to make like work on my own song, but then there are like a lot of deadlines. So that time, my priority would be to clear those deadlines, and when I have time, work on my own thing.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's how it's you have to manage it. And now we have a team as well, so it's not like I'm doing everything myself. So when you have a team, you can just delegate work to different people, and they do their part and you do your part, you supervise, and you have some free time left to do your own things.
Mm. That's good. So when you begin a new project, what comes first for you? The sound, emotion, or the
Mhm.
basically the story only? Walk
So
us through your
yeah,
creative process from
that
the
that is a
final
very
things.
yeah, that is a very interesting question. So it's usually nothing in particular. It can be anything because inspiration is very random. You can
Yeah.
get uh, most of the times I get inspiration is when I'm traveling in a cab or auto and I'm just lost in my thoughts, not really thinking about anything. And
Mm.
that time a very nice tune would come to my mind. A lot of
Mm.
times inspiration comes like that, and then a lot of times you get inspired from the brief. So for example, I'm working on an ad, and I recently did Marks and Spencer's campaign with Rasha Thadani.
Mm.
So they gave us a very strong and clear brief that this is what we want, and this is what the lyrical content would be, and this is how the music we want it to sound like. So once you have when you have a brief, things get very easy, and you can just follow the brief.
Mm.
And once you do, if for example, if I'm working on something of my own, I'm working on my own music, then I can get inspired by anything. Like, I can just get inspired by a lyric, like, shabdon se inspiration mil sakti hai. And then you can also get inspired by music. So I play guitar, I'm just randomly jamming on my guitar, I can get inspired by that. I'm surfing on Splice. So Splice is basically a software where you can, like, get loops and all. So a lot of people are using that. So if you go on there, you get a lot of loops and you get instant inspiration.
So as you mentioned the campaign thing, so the sonic landscape in India is
Yeah,
evolving rapidly, you know it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what do
yeah.
you think defines the modern Indian sound, and where do you see your work fitting into that space?
So modern Indian sound right now, it's very there is a very major blending of genres also happening. So Bollywood is Bollywood, but now if you look into Bollywood, there are Afro beats also
Mm.
getting introduced in Bollywood.
Yeah.
A lot of hip hop is also getting introduced in Bollywood, and it's sort of becoming an amalgamation of different sounds and different cultures. So I think the future of Indian music is very bright, and now with a lot of international acts collaborating with Indian artists, and a lot of international acts visiting India for their shows, I am very excited about the future of Indian music. And
Mm.
my sort of like where I fit is I would want to fit in a space where I am aligning to my, like, aligning to my own values and to my own musical tastes, and sort of like fusing that with the commercial sound. That's something that I want to do.
That's great. So,
Yeah.
as someone, deeply involved in the production thing, as you said, so how
Mm-hmm.
do you decide when a track is truly, finished? Well, does it satisfy you, or is it really finished in your own mind, or what? What goes in your mind?
So there is no such finish line when it comes to
Uh,
creativity, and when it comes to creative projects, there is not a very clear defined finish line. You can work on it indefinitely and you can refine it indefinitely, but that comes with a price, and the price of that is also very big, because the price of that is time. And let's say I'm working on my album, and it's been 4 months. I'm working on like album, and it's been 4 months. I can extend it by 1 month, 2 month, and I can also extend it by 5 years.
Okay.
For example, if I'm not satisfied with that sound, I can just put it aside, work on something else, and then come back to it at a later point. So that's what a lot of musician and artists do. Like if they are not particularly liking something that they made, they can just let it be for a while, let it sit for a while, and after, like, after some time, when you revisit that, you might like it. So in terms of commercial, this is what I'm talking about when you are being an artist and when you're making your own music. But commercially, if you're doing it commercially, then you obviously have to follow deadlines, because if you're charging someone for a service, then you have to give that service within the desired time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there needs to be deadlines, and the deadlines need to be followed.
You look so passionate about your work you're doing. It makes me inspired by you. So,
Thank
who
you.
is your biggest inspiration in this?
I have a lot of inspiration. So I started listening to primarily rock music and like metal music. So my inspirations are uh, Pink Floyd slash Guns N' Roses, all of these rock bands.
Okay.
Slayer, Metallica is, like, that's how I started. And then if you look at, like, if you look at the Bollywood scene, I love what Pritam did. So Pritam, the whatever he has done is crazy. Even though, like, I don't know if I should say it or not, but a lot of his melodies are like supposedly taken from somewhere else and repackaged. I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Revamp. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way that he has taken something from a different
So,
country.
do you do that? Like, you take sound and
Not
just
really, not
yeah.
really, not blatantly like that.
Okay.
Because if you are getting inspired,
Yeah.
then like, I mean, to each their own. But we personally don't do it, because if we think that getting inspired is nice, but
Yeah.
there is a limit to how much you can get
Very true.
inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have collaborated with a range of artists across
Yes.
genres. What's
Yes.
one
Yes.
collaboration, that challenged you creatively and pushed you
Hmm.
out, out of your comfort zone? And I would love to know your favorite
Hmm.
collaboration so far.
So I have collaborated with a lot of people. I have collaborated with artists like King. I have worked for MC Stan as well. I have mixed two of his songs, and yeah, I have worked with a lot of artists. I have recorded Mohit Chauhan G as well in the same studio where we are at. So I have worked with a lot of artists, but the collaboration that challenged me the most was MTV Hustle first season,
Okay.
because that was my first commercial project.
Hmm.
Before that, I did not make any beats. Sort of like I just learned how to make beats, and went to Aditya Pushkarna ji. He's also a very renowned producer in the space. So I went to him, and he was like, "Ki, there's this new rap project coming. Tu karega?" मैंने कहा, "Yes, I will do it." And I did not know how to make beats that time also. So I just learned how to make beats, and then I showed the beats to him, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, these will work. You just join the team." So that time we were a team of four producers, and we used to make 5 to 6 songs every week.
Okay.
So one whole song almost every day we used to fully produce it, fully arrange it, and get it ready, because shoot hona tha Friday, Saturday ko shoot hota tha. So you have to get it done everything before that. So that was one collaboration, one project that really challenged me and really taught me how to work with deadlines and how to work fast. Because अगर आपको एक गाना एक दिन का बनाना है, तो आपके पास इतना टाइम है नहीं सोचने का कि क्या क्या
Very.
चीज़ें आनी है. And I am one of those people who feel that when you are in a deadline, you perform better.
Okay.
When there are no deadlines, जब आप अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम कर रहे हो, फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव सम सॉन्ग्स जो कि मैं 1-2 साल से बना के, दे आर वेरी ग्रेट सॉन्ग्स. जब भी मैं किसी को भी सुनाता हूँ, वो कहते हैं कि व्हाई आर यू नॉट रिलीजिंग दिस, एंड आई स्टिल हैव नॉट रिलीज दैट, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट वर्किंग विद डेडलाइंस.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I also need to make deadlines for myself, so that I can, like, perform better, and I can actually release things.
So most challenging was the MTV hustle, you said
Yeah,
it.
if you
But
look at
the
the
most
challenge.
favorite one I would love to.
Most almost
Till
all the
now.
collaborations are favorite. I just did a very special collaboration with Mame Khan ji. So वो
Okay.
यूनिवर्सल म्यूजिक पे निकली है, किशोर कुमार और मामे खान जी का वो कोलैबोरेशन है, एंड आई
Okay.
प्रोड्यूस दैट. दैट इज वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट्स. ऑलमोस्ट आई ऐसा कोई पर्टिकुलर फेवरेट नहीं है, बट
Oh,
आई मीन
kind of special to your heart, I think.
स्पेशल आई थिंक ये मामे खान का कोलैबोरेशन हो गया
Yeah.
है. मोहित चौहान जी के साथ जेके टायर्स वाली जिंगल पे काम किया था, सो
Yeah.
दैट इज आल्सो वेरी स्पेशल फॉर मी. एंड देन आई हैव वर्कड विद एमसी स्टैंड. ठीक है, दैट वाज आल्सो नाइस.
Hmm.
So a lot of collab, like all these collabs are very special.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So let's come to the tech side of it. Which tools and plugins or techniques have become essential to your workflow? And how do you make sure technology enhances creativity than limits it, basically?
Mm-hmm. So for me personally, I've been working on Logic Pro X, and I've been working on that software since quite a while. So that is something that I use. And regarding plugins, there are a lot of plugins that I use, but mostly I'm using a certain set of plugins in every mix. And that's how the goal of any engineer should be, to use selected tools but know them inside out. Because most of the times what beginner engineers do is they will just keep on buying new tools without
Yeah.
learning how to use them properly, thinking that okay, if I buy this plugin then my vocals will sound crazy. That is not how it happens. You have to learn the tool first, and then you can do anything. So there are like 5 6 plugins. If I have those 5 6 plugins, I'll be able to mix any song.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's just knowing what you are working with, and then you don't need like 100 different things.
Mhm. Yes. So,
Hmm.
in an era where AI and algorithms are shaping how we discover and make music, how do
Mm-hmm.
you preserve authenticity in your sound and storytelling? And do you use AI in your sounds or
So
anything?
AI is
Yeah.
evolving very fast. I
Yeah.
agree, it is evolving very fast, and a lot of people have started using it.
Mm.
Obviously, it is a bit scary for me because the quality is getting very, very better. It's getting scarily better. So
Yeah.
I'm also sort of like thinking that okay, maybe 5 years, 6 years down the line, what if like some AI comes which is just generating hit songs. And right now also there are like Suno AI and all of these things that do sort of similar, but we don't use them as of now. We might use them for a very basic, like inspiration, if we are using it. I have not personally used it, but how I'm seeing a lot of people use AI is
They are using it.
they
Yeah.
are using it for the inspiration, and then ideally you should inspire from that thing, and then you should make it your own in your own sense. Like you should work on it and make it your own. I don't think it is ethical to just like get something from AI and then sending
Mm.
it like directly
Mm.
just using that.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that also, because at the end of the day it's a tool and the tool is meant to be used. So I don't think there is anything wrong, but morally for me that does not feel right. It's
Mm.
like, I mean, it's like when I'm making my own sounds from myself, it's like it feels like cooking. But then
Mm.
AI is like Swiggy, Zomato. So Swiggy, Zomato you can do sometimes, but
Yeah.
there will be time when you want to cook your own food.
Mm. So, how do you preserve your sounds? I mean, any you're under any copyright thing, or are you
I
from?
mean, yes, there are a lot of there is ASCAP, BMI, and IPRS.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am associated with the IPRS. I
Okay.
have yeah IPRS में है मेरा
Ah,
account, but nowadays it's not very complex. I mean, you can save yourself just by uploading a YouTube video of that song. So
yeah.
if you have done that, and if you are the first to do that, then technically it belongs to you.
Hmm.
So saving your sound can be as simple as just uploading it on YouTube in a private link, or uploading it on SoundCloud in a private link.
Hmm. So, how are you with the social media thing, the Instagram reels and all the thing? Like, what marketing skills you use, to promote
So,
your sound and everything?
so Instagram has been very important, and it's been
Yeah,
a
very
very
important.
important part of my journey. So I sort of got lucky because when I started creating content, I created like I started way back in 2020
Hmm.
when the first time the COVID
I
happened.
don't know. Yeah.
So that time, most of the people were consuming, not a lot of people were creating. So I
Yeah.
thought that I'll just start giving information, and luckily, by the grace of God, I got started getting a lot of followers, like organic following,
Yeah.
and I grew from 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 50,000, and right now I'm sitting at 161 something thousand followers. So more than 160,000 followers I have right now, and it's been a slow process.
Yeah.
धीरे धीरे करके ही build होती हैं चीजें. So, yeah, but it's lovely. It's lovely to connect with so many people all over the world, because we have people from all over the world, like artists, producers, engineers, mixing and mastering engineers. So it's a beautiful community of more than 1.5 lakh people, and it's been a great ride.
So the mixing process, often makes or breaks a song. You know it
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your philosophy when it comes to, achieving emotional impact through a mix?
So mixing to me is just a problem solving thing. You cannot use a tool and then think of the problem after that. You have to identify problems and then use a specific tool to fix that problem. So for example, if I'm mixing vocals and if I'm working on vocals, if the vocals sound too muddy, then I would need to use an EQ, carve out the muds, and then move on. But if I'm thinking that, okay, I'll just use a compressor, because I've seen a lot of people use compressor, you're just gonna not fix the issue and create more issues other than the muddiness. So that's why it's very important to identify the problems, and I think that you can only do when you have a strong ear. So if your ear is not strong, अगर कान आपका पका नहीं है, तो आपको नहीं पता चलेगा क्या issues हैं, क्या problems हैं. And that's what because I'm in the education business as well, and I teach as well in
Yeah.
second. It's the same college where I did audio engineering from. So now I'm a full-time faculty there. So that this is what I teach. Like, learn to identify problems first, then use a tool and to rectify that problem. So firstly is problem solving, then second it's the usage of the right tools.
So in your sense, what's the one, I would not say one, but
Hmm.
what's the most unique thing about your sound that in this generation, basically?
Okay, what's the most unique thing about my sound in this generation?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, honestly, nothing is unique, and I feel that uh, it is all inspired from somewhere and somewhere. So if I for example अभी आप वो ये किशोर दा और मामे खान वाला गाना जाके सुनेंगे, तो
And
it is a very old melody and very beautiful melody, and I have made sort of like a laid back track. But when it comes to the music instrumentals, I have used progressions which are like jazzy, and I've used trumpet solos on there as well. Flute solo is also there, so it's like a very fusion sort of space. So once you listen to that, you'll find the uniqueness, hopefully.
oh, great. So
Yeah.
looking ahead, what kind of legacy do you want your name as both as an artist and a mix engineer to
Hmm.
leave on the Indian and the global music scene?
I have not really thought about that. For me, it's just अभी काम करो.
Hmm.
Legacy काम अच्छा करोगे तो अपने आप बन जाएगी.
Of course.
So I'm not just thinking about कि क्या legacy करनी.
So what
अभी
are the
काम करो
upcoming
बस.
projects lined up for you?
There are a lot of upcoming projects lined up. I'm working with there's this artist called Ishan Kaushik. He's a very good artist, and I'm working with him. And I'm working on my own academy also. So we are working on Lax Audio Labs, which is going to be academy where you can learn everything
Oh
music.
wow, I would love to know about the academy.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell
So
us more.
I'm just building that academy right now. It's gonna launch very soon, and it's gonna be it's gonna be sick.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Great. That's great. So how do you see the audio business and the sound business and the music business next 2 to 3 years in your perspective?
Next 2 to 3 years, in my perspective, it's gonna increase.
Hmm.
बढ़ेगा, obviously बढ़ेगा. And AI, I think AI 2 3 years में तो कुछ ना कुछ तो लोगों की jobs तो हटेंगी. Like I don't know, but now you can see there is this AI. अभी मैंने उनके साथ collaborate भी किया था. This company called Sound ID Reference. We have the mic also here. So
Okay.
I collaborated with them. These are the wonderful people from Latvia, and they made an AI software in which you input your voice. So I'm speaking right now. I'm inputting my voice, and the output can be your voice, or a can be a female voice, or a yeah, like a elderly man voice. So how this is eating jobs is हमारे यहाँ choruses होते हैं, तो देर आर स्पेसिफिक पीपल जो कि ग्रुप में आते हैं और आपके गाने को कोरस मतलब गाएंगे, वो सेम लाइन को गाएंगे ताकि एक बहुत ही हैवी सा साउंड इफेक्ट आए. तो नाउ व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन जस्ट टेक माय वॉइस, स्वैप इट फॉर योर वॉइस, अ फीमेल वॉइस, एन एल्डरली मैन वॉइस, वॉट एवर, 10-15 लोगों की आवाज़ से चेंज करके मुझे कोई कोरस करवाने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है.
Yeah.
सो ये सब चीज़ें हो रही हैं.
So you think AI will rule the world in next 2 to 3 years?
रूल का तो नहीं पता, बट कुछ ना कुछ तो हो ही रहा है, मतलब हो ही रही हैं चीज़ें. रूल आई डोंट नो इफ इट्स, बिकॉज एट द एंड आई बिलीव दैट ह्यूमन थिंकिंग प्रोसेस आप रेप्लिकेट नहीं कर सकते हो.
Yeah, exactly.
इस तरीके से ह्यूमन सोच रहे हैं, बट देयर इज अ वेरी वेरी बिग बट दैट आई थिंक. एंड अभी जैसे अगर हम इमेज जनरेशन मॉडल्स में जाएं, तो अभी जैसे एक नैनो बनाना करके गूगल ने, जेमिनाई ने अपना इमेज जनरेशन मॉडल निकाला है. एंड आई वाज जस्ट शॉक्ड लुकिंग एट द पिक्चर्स. इट इज़ इंडिस्टिंग्विशेबल. अगर मैं आपके सामने दो पिक्चर रखूंगा, आपसे पूछूंगा कौन सी असली है कौन सी नकली है, आप नहीं बता पाओगे.
Yeah.
तो जब इमेज में ऐसा हो रहा है, वीडियो में ऐसा हो रहा है, अभी आप गूगल VO3 देखिए
And
कि
it's quite trending on the Insta also.
या
That's the image thing. Yeah.
yes. So if the image thing is getting realistically
The
indistinguishable,
sound
then
will go.
साउंड भी कभी ना कभी हो ही जाएगा. तो लेट्स होप दैट्स नॉट दैट अभी एकदम हो.
No,
या
no, no. It'll be quite helpful for you only.
आई मीन टूल्स को देखिए, अगर यूज करा जाए तो बहुत जरूरी है. जैसे हम जब सोशल मीडिया, जब लाइक व्हेन आई वाज स्टार्टिंग सोशल मीडिया, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल सेड दैट कि ये सब क्या कर रहा है, तो कोई फायदा नहीं है इस सब चीजों का. व्हाई आर
A
यू.
lot of people say
हाँ.
that in today's time also.
हाँ,
But this, yeah,
but now I see those people making the same content like
same
me.
content.
What I was doing 5 years ago, they are doing the same thing now.
Yeah,
तो इट्स लाइक यू हैव टू इवॉल्व. अगर आप
yeah,
इवॉल्व नहीं करोगे तो फिर कैसे होगा. तो म्यूजिक स्पेस में भी अगर कोई ऐसा टूल आएगा, तो हम लोगों को तो सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है उसको
yeah,
सीखने की.
exactly.
बिकॉज हम अगर नहीं सीखेंगे तो हम उसको यूज़ कैसे करेंगे.
Definitely. Thanक you so much, Hrithik, for your time. It was our pleasure to have you here. Thank you so
अप्रिशिएट
much.
इट.
And all the best for your future.
थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you.